live. And we're going live on the other. We're so live. We're really live. So Vendors Girls live. Hey. All right.
Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey! I
Hey.
think
Hey.
my phone's telling me we're live. We're live.
I haven't been live on my page in a long time, so this is great to even see things there.
See it? It's working. All the shiny lights.
Oh my gosh. It's been a long road to get things working again.
But it's working again,
It looks good.
and that's what matters.
Woo!
Well, hello, and thank you all for joining us.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. We're back in business.
Woo! Whoop, whoop. Welcome everyone, to Monday Night Office Hours.
Yes.
My name is Corey,
And I'm Lavander.
and we are
Corvander's
Corvander's
Grill.
Grill. Yay! We go live every Monday evening, sometime around 7-ish. Tonight's a little bit later, but somewhere in this ballpark. And every Friday we have game night.
Yeah.
From 8-ish to 10-ish.
And if you know the show, 85% of the show is technical difficulties, so join us for those.
But speaking of technical difficulties, we have a new mic setting thing going on right now, so hopefully we're coming in crystal clear. We had to make some adjustments, but let us know if you're having trouble hearing us. We can adjust. Want to make sure we're giving you the information. And here on Corvander's Grill, we always say we have conversations to feed your soul.
Yummy, delicious conversation.
Yes.
Juicy conversations that you don't want to miss out on. It's finger licking good. Straight from grandma's kitchen. No. We have people actually on now. Please say hi.
Hello.
Oh, Millie. Millie says
Hi.
sounds good.
Oh,
yes,
yay!
Millie.
Thank you.
Yes,
Welcome.
Yes. Come
Miss
come
you.
enjoy with us.
So maybe we should dive right in. Are we gonna talk the weekend a little first?
Absolutely.
I know that's our thing.
So usually we start off the show, we dissect our weekend, we talk about what we did, and if you know, I never have a memory for the weekend because God knows what happens on the weekends for me. So Corey tells us about the weekends.
Well, first I'll say, of course, Friday night we had game night with
Woo.
special guests.
Oh man,
We had Bossa Nova over here,
Task Nova,
formerly
Boss
known
Nova.
as Task Nova. And I feel like we had some other people join
We
us.
did. We had Gigi. We
Oh,
had.
we did.
We had a
AKA
new-
Lil Gigi Kill.
Yes, if you want to see, if you know Gigi, you know her playing video games is probably a sight to see.
Two things that don't normally go together.
Yeah, she doesn't play games at all. But this was so fun to have Gigi over
Yes.
to join us for game night, as well as Miss Manager,
Yes.
and you might have even got a glimpse of Leslie.
Yeah,
as well.
that's true. And a little Steve action.
Yeah,
That's true.
for those
I
who
don't
are
know.
Baby Steve fans, he is back. So keep joining us on game night, and you'll see him again.
Definitely. We are going to have a game night in the near future where we will be interacting with you, our amazing friends, community, and where you will be able to influence the effects of the game.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you to all our friends who've been joining us on, and just followers who've been joining us on game night, and who's asked to be on the show with us. So many people, it's like,
Oh my God, yeah.
asked, like, can I join you on the show? I want to be part of game night. So we'll keep putting together different ideas and things to make it more interactive, for other people to participate and join in as well. So
I know.
that'll be really cool.
I know that we had a few more people request this last weekend to be on game night.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking forward to making that happen. We also have planned to do some tabletop games in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
We usually do video game for game night. Any video game environment. It could be a PS4. Could be some more like phone interaction type games.
Maybe some card games.
Yes, but definitely planning on doing some more tabletop style games as well.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about in the past, we do have a very special role-playing adventure in the works, also known as Dungeons and Dragons.
Dun dun dun.
It'll be our first time playing,
Oh man.
and that is going to be an adventure to say the least.
If you play Dungeons and Dragons, or you know, heard of Dungeons and Dragons, like I would love to hear your take on it. If you play, tell us what characters you like to play as. It's always cool to see people really get into Dungeons and Dragons. And we have a little message from FloFest.
Oh, hi, FloFest.
Hi. Games, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a really fun weekend of games. Well, not this weekend, but Friday for game.
Friday, yeah, we played a new game. New to us. I don't know. I don't think it's new, but it's called The Escapists 2.
Oh my goodness.
This we it was quite a
it was a challenge at first to learn, but then once you get into the mentality and the mindset of the game, you have to really immerse yourself into the character of this game.
Yeah, so really... the short version, if you didn't tune in, definitely one to check out. A lot of screaming happened, so beware earphone users. The short version is that it's a it's a cartoonized game. It looks a lot like the old Nintendo games back in the 90s. It looked very simple art style. However, we are in prison in the game, and your goal is to escape. And it involves Minecraft style crafting, if you're familiar with Minecraft and the way you find supplies and then craft. So you're running around the prison doing favors for people and getting contraband or crafting your own contraband and trying to break out.
But the cool thing about this is it's not like, oh, it's just me and Corey in this prison. There's like 30 other people, 40 other people who are also trying to escape. And you can play this game online as well with other people, and everyone's like working together to like escape out of this prison. So it's really cool. The strategies are really fun, and like you have to really get into the mindset, because like everyone, like you have to be like attentive, like on time to like the prison like rules and everything, and then you also have to be sneaky.
It'll be like, oh, here it's mealtime, and like, oh, now it's shower time, and now it's like, oh, we're on lockdown, everyone go to your cells, and the dogs are like sniffing for your contraband.
Right. And meanwhile, like in like the off like free time of things, you have to be like sneaky to like, like, oh, I gotta trade this person this and make money here, and then like it's gotta start like chipping away so I can like break out of prison. So days go by, and it's really fun, and it's really tactical.
Yeah, it was very like cute and lighthearted, very funny, and not a game to take too seriously. It felt like a
I took it seriously because Corey didn't help me out when I was getting beat up by police and I had to go to the medical.
Oh, that's true. There is medical. Although it did get you out of your cell, and then you were roaming around.
This is true. That was
at night when we were locked in our cells. So
we learned something new.
But it kind of feels, if you're a fan of escape rooms or puzzles, what's great about it is there's many ways to solve the puzzle, many ways to escape. You can dig tunnels underground. You can go through the air vents. Yeah. You can build the rope out of your bed sheets. There's all sorts of little things you can do.
Millie says, "You two are so cute. This game is awful, but you make it sound appealing." If you watch this video of the last Friday's video, Millie, of us playing this game, you're probably like, "Oh my gosh, who are these horrible people?" No, it's so fun. Like Corey said, fun and lighthearted, and it's so comical.
Yeah,
like.
we're leaving out, of course, all the very many things wrong with this game.
Oh yeah.
And focusing on the gameplay aspect. I like puzzles. I like escape rooms, even though I've only ever done one of them. It was amazing.
Yeah. It's like a giant escape room, pretty much.
Yeah, I just love that aspect of it. And I love the fact that we're all working together, even though we're like have our own separate missions and things. So we're just kind of creates like all this craziness. Yeah. And it's rare to find games, especially like this, where you can all play from the same room, like on a couch together. A lot of games nowadays, it's like only online. So it was definitely one to give us a lot of laughs, and none of us knew what we were doing at all.
Yeah.
So
maybe you'll have to join us sometime, Millie, and escape from prison.
Yeah, I mean, we could play a game of a different topic. This was our first time playing this particular game, so we have all sorts of games for all ages and types of gameplay experience people.
Yeah.
Some games are more like Cards Against Humanity type, or more traditional like games as well. we have one that's like a charades kind of like game that we haven't played on the stream yet that we're planning to. 4th of July. I can't think of the name of this game that we played at Christie's.
Oh, okay,
Um,
got you, got you. I don't know the name of it either, but yeah.
It's on the tip of my brain, but it was a ton of fun, and we'll definitely be playing that in the near future.
Yeah.
What else happened?
So that was Friday. Saturday I felt like we kind of took it easy. We
Like
haven't.
Saturday was a catch up on
Yeah,
everything kind of day.
I'm not for sure if people have weekends. It was nice. I actually had a weekend, somewhat. I felt like Saturday we actually got to enjoy ourselves some. Like you said, catch up. I actually just rested. I think Saturday.
I feel like
I played games.
I feel like there's a bunch of things that happened that I can't quite remember in this moment, but I want to move on. Yesterday was a very
Sunday.
meaningful day.
Yes.
Yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of our dear friend Jeff Massman's passing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of you who tune in to our show also knew him, and he was a dear friend, one of my best friends, like a brother to me, and it was really beautiful yesterday having a group of us come together to celebrate him.
Yeah, just to be together, connect, and to, honor the life and legacy that he left on, this plane, this lifetime, and this earth. And it was really cool just to see some faces that we haven't seen in a while, and just to, comfort each other. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, it felt really good for us to be a safe space for people to feel their feelings, to grieve. It's a year ago now, but it still feels like it was just yesterday. And we all, shared memories and looked at pictures and videos
Play
and
music.
yes, played some music. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
To be together, and lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, but all really really good. Really grateful to have the space. So yeah, I think that's probably it. I remember something else we did on Saturday, celebrating our dear friend Melissa.
Happy
her-
birthday, Melissa!
Happy birthday, Melissa!
Yes, I forgot.
I know her
about
actual birthday was yesterday, but we got to thankfully see her and celebrate her, so that was really nice.
that. Yeah, that was actually really fun too. So that was an awesome.
It's like I know there's something
surprise.
we all did. It's like it wasn't just a day of catching up.
I don't know. Told you this is. I never remember the weekends. It's all for you to remember. So, and you remember it. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, Amanda. That's why I'm here. So let's take it on to today's topic.
Today's topic. We actually are going to try to stick to the topic this time.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes. but-
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So we said we're going to talk about dreams.
Dreams.
And I don't know too much about dreams besides.
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel like Lavander's kind of the dream expert. He knows quite a bit about dreams. He has a book. Maybe you'll get to see it about this. He has multiple books, but I know one he
I
has.
have this one in
handy.
particular with me
about
for
this
you
thick.
all today. It is huge.
Look at, yeah, show him how. And it's like tiny text in there too. Like this is not like big pictures. This is like a dictionary. Yeah.
This
So-
is my handy dandy guide to dreams. I inherited, and I love it. It's awesome. It's a dream dictionary.
Yeah. So, dreams. I want to say in this conversation about dreams, no dreams are off the table. So if you would like to share any kind of dream in the comments, we'd love to know what kind of wild and crazy or interesting or fun dreams you've had. Or if you want to share dreams like your goals too, you could do that too. But we'll
Absolutely.
primarily be talking about dreams that we have when we sleep.
Yes, our subconscious is always at work, and when we're asleep and in a dream state, it really brings forth those subconscious thoughts
Mhm.
and even, I mean, there's so many things that can affect dreams, from activities that happen throughout the day and your mood. Things are shutting off over here. But when And people always wonder, like, what does that dream mean? Like, have you just woke up and just like, oh my gosh, had like the wild and crazy dream? What did it all mean?
I've had a lot of those lately.
Sometimes nothing. A lot of times there's a lot of significant meaning behind it, and depending on what you believe, there's different cultures who
Mm-hmm.
like have whole um like philosophy and like I don't know what the word is, but like their whole like meaning on like dreams and whatnot. Like it's crazy. Like the Egyptians, I mean, they had what was it? I can't think of what it's called. There's like a whole like book or something about like dreams and stuff. Like if it's like a specific like thing, but I have to look it up and figure it out.
I see Sherry in the comments. Are we missing Miss Manager who's away today? Yes, very much. I am missing her too.
We are missing Miss Manager, and we love you, Sherry. Thanks
Yes,
for
we
hopping
do.
on.
We love our show mom
And also
and
Kelvin just hopped
our
on
real
too.
mom too.
Hi Kelvin. He
Hi,
said finally
Kelvin.
made it early.
Yay!
Well, we're just really late today.
Yeah, it's true.
But I'm glad we're late so that you can be with us.
Yes, welcome, Kelvin.
So that's awesome. Yeah, so we're
Thanks,
talking
Sherry.
dreams.
Thanks, Mom.
And thank you, Sherry. We're talking dreams, and yeah, if there's any type of dream you want to share, it doesn't have to be the full dream, just like an overall arcing theme of a dream. Like, hey, I had a dream about, being chased by someone. What does that mean? Or I had a dream that was where the most common dream that people have is losing their teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
I've actually had that
Like
dream
teeth falling out.
a lot.
I have that all the time.
But it never like sticks in my mind as something. I've had that at least a handful of times, and I always forget about it until you just said that.
Yeah, they say it's like the most common dream that people have, and usually it's I think losing your teeth is like a stressor of like fear of like being out of control. Well, here let's see.
Let's check the dream dictionary here.
The dream dictionary here. This book is called The Ultimate Dictionary of Dream Language, and as I showed you before, like this thing is a big book.
Now, I will say, when I've had this dream, which I've had mostly in the last couple years, a handful of times, I don't even know if I've mentioned this to anyone, because I actually have forgotten that this was even a thing. They just said that.
That people lose their teeth in dreams.
I thought it was because
I wake up all the time thinking I don't have teeth, and I'm like, oh my god, they're still there. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I've had that experience a few times, and I thought it was because I know that I have in the past grinded my teeth in my sleep, and I know that it gets exacerbated when I have too much caffeine, which I guess is a common thing. If you have too much stimulation, not just caffeine, any kind of stimulant before sleep, that it can cause like tightness in the jaw and cause you to grind your teeth while you sleep. So I've known that I have done it on occasion, and I thought that perhaps the teeth falling out was just a symptom of like that dream was just in relation to the fact that I was squeezing my jaw and my teeth, so I was like very aware of them. But it's interesting to hear your teeth falling out. It's funny, there's all these different sections about different things, and this teeth falling out is like this huge paragraph in this book.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like it's cool how this book works. So again, like this is the print. It's literally a dictionary. And like you can go to a section and like I look up teeth and it has like a generic like this is teeth. And then it's like to brush your teeth or see someone else brush their teeth. And then it's like broken teeth. And then there's like beautiful teeth. Your teeth falling out. To have false teeth. To see someone else with false teeth. Like there's so many things like that this dictionary covers. I love it so much. It's so awesome.
So what's the overall theme here for teeth falling out?
Let's see. You're beginning to this is a different actually description of like what this means and what I've read in other books and like elsewhere. You're beginning to feel closer to a certain person who will lead you to believe you can trust them fully and can be sure of their loyalty to you. For the next 3 days, make sure you do not become any more involved
Hmm.
than you already are, unless you take extreme precautions. Let's see if I can.
That's
Hmm,
this is very specific. We can just stick to the
yeah,
the
so
things that you normally are familiar with if you've heard of this. I know you have a lot of expertise on dream interpretation that's not specific to this book.
I mean, but I like this one. I'm trying to take
Hmm.
everything. Okay,
Very interesting.
so it could be a false sense of loyalty. To
Oh, we
just be
have a comment from
careful.
Steve. It has to do with being worried about what others think about you, I believe
Hmm.
he says.
I've seen that before as well too. Um,
I think a big part of dreams, at least in interpreting them, is really looking at not just the thing and what happened, but also how you felt during it.
yeah. So when interpreting dreams, there's more than just like it could mean anything, and it's what it means to you. These are just guides on like typically like uh you know what these concepts can mean. However, it's really about what do you feel it is, and uh, I've done interpretations for people, and it's usually a lot of questioning and asking of, like who someone may be or who it may represent to them. What were the feelings, the emotions in that dream? Like, how did you feel? Is it like an anxious feeling or is it a happy feeling
Hmm.
or you know um and then identify like what stood out about it. So there's
I'm thinking about several different dreams I've had lately that are coming back to me.
oh man, we have people commenting about dreams already. Let's see. Calvin says, I had a weird dream once that I was getting chased through a jungle, and then I was like, screw that, I don't feel like running anymore. So when I turned around to fight whatever it was, I got my arm cut. I got
Hmm.
my arm cut off in the dream. I later noticed my mind was reacting to what was going on with my body and the physical because I was actually on my arm. And when
Hmm.
I woke up, I noticed my arm was still asleep at the same spot in my dream where it got cut off. And followed by Danny LeBerry, who says, "Hi, Lavander. Hi, Corey. Hi,
Hi,
Danny."
Danny.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Kelvin. Like we were saying, like there's so
Mm-hmm.
many things that can influence a dream just from like noticing like you're sleeping on your arm and probably like maybe there was like circulation or pain, that was happening, uh, while you're asleep, and then like it just translates
Mm-hmm.
to our in our dream, and it's like, wow, there's something that feels like cutting off circulation, and now I'm like dreaming about it in this weird, interesting way. Um,
I've heard of multiple examples where people have had certain dreams about physical things with their body that have actually been representations of what was going on in their body,
mm-hmm.
right? Things that they weren't even necessarily aware of. Like having a dream of being like stabbed somewhere and then later finding out like they were having some sort of organ failure, or women dreaming like finding their baby and who are pregnant like in a freezer and then having a stillborn, things like that,
Yeah,
where it's we there's a connection, like our body knows what's going on and we're not always conscious to that, but sometimes in that subconscious it brings that to our conscious through the dreams.
yeah, absolutely, and that's a good point. Like how our minds like really work so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like our mind knows what's going on in our body, and like we're not as present to like all the things that's really going on to our body, and like it does come out into like that subconscious like dream state. Like, like this is what's been going on. Like I've been being told this for like a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I just wasn't aware or present to it.
It's really amazing the the types of things we're learning about the mind now, that we're like there's still so much to discover and to learn on a purely like even just the basic science level of certain brain activity. I mentioned, I think it was last week, we were talking about the future and technology and how we're at a
Oh
point
man.
now where we are able to read. I don't know how far along this research is, but it's like the science is there. It's just a matter of now doing it in terms of being able to read what people are dreaming and even animals to know, like, look at their brain waves and to actually know what they're dreaming about while they're dreaming about it. And the way they do this is they will, for example, let's say a dog will scan or like have an electrode placed on the dog to track their brain activity and to see that they are what neurons are firing specifically. Let's say when they're chasing a squirrel, when they're actually like chasing the squirrel, they see, oh look, this is what their brain looks like. And then in the dream, they're able to identify those exact same neurons firing in the exact same way to be with a certain level of certainty, like, oh, this is we see that the dog is chasing the squirrel in the dream right now because it's the exact same neurons firing. So really cool we're headed in terms of understanding and being able to interpret brain activity in all sorts of ways.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love that. And
The,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say about Kelvin running through the jungle and turning around to face it. Do you have any?
Yeah, I was gonna elaborate on it. So I usually, like I said, there's a lot more questions because there's so many layers to that. Like, that putting together things, like even the like being in the jungle itself has a meaning. To be chased by someone, has a meaning. So I pulled this while Corey was speaking about this just in general of the jungle for you, Calvin. It says you'll be immersed in an idea that you will focus on completely. Your thought patterns will develop in such a way you'll be able to pinpoint exactly what you need to do successfully to successfully execute your plan. This dream is an extremely lucky omen. You will also need to make sure you only experience positive expressions and do what you can to alter any negative event. So, intuitively for me, that, and especially being chased, I haven't looked up what it's like being chased is, but that, maybe there's some ideas that you may be working on or have, maybe some transitioning that you're looking into, and whatever the chasing that's happening could be something that you haven't resolved or in your past to move away from that's still following you. That's just like a quick, like, general, like, without asking deeper questions about the dream and, like, your whole like what's the feelings and emotions and everything else behind it. That's
and something else I'm thinking about too, as you're saying that, is like that thing in the past could not be a real thing. It could be a perceived thing. Like you believe there's some reason, something about you that would stop you from some dream or some goal that you have. And so that it's cool that in the dream you turn around to face it, right? And that you were willing to like say, like, all right, here I am, like I'm not gonna run away, like I'm gonna embrace this thing. And cool that in the dream, like you face the consequences, like of like an arm getting cut off, or what can feel like an arm getting cut off, when in reality it was like, oh, my arm's just asleep. And how often we do we all like are afraid of things or fear things that we make real, and then face it, and or it feels like we're death, or like, oh my god, this is like too much, and then it turns out it's like something small, like, oh, like it was way less than what I thought it would be. My arm was asleep, or like,
absolutely.
I was afraid of this type of rejection or this failure, and really I just had a few obstacles and had to have a conversation with someone, and everything worked perfectly.
Yeah, and it's so funny because you even like mentioned this, so I just want to quickly just flip through the page about chase, like, and of course there's a million things about being chased and like scenarios that can happen, but just in general it said to speak up for your rights. So definitely facing whatever that's lingering, that's there, and confronting it. And like Corey said, it could be just, could be anything in your past, but just speaking up about what that is, and with yourself, and confronting what's there. Mark said, last night I woke up whistling freaked me out. Was a whistling in the dream mark? I'm curious. I'm gonna look up what whistling means, anyways. Cal says, "Thanks for going in depth with that. I'm digging this convo." Well, thank
Thanks,
you.
Calvin.
Thank you for sharing. That was
Yeah.
awesome. And if you want to go even further and deeper into it, we can have a conversation sometime after the show, and we can set up a time to talk more about that. I love having dream conversations with people. It's really cool. But yeah, weren't we talking about a crazy dream of yours? We've had
I've had some
crazy dreams.
I have really wild dreams. A lot of them, if I was a filmmaker, I would just take my dreams and turn them into movies. If I or a screenwriter even if I put the time into it,
Same.
I would just take a lot of the topics of my dreams and just type them out because many of them are very long and detailed, and often it'll be like 4 different dreams over the course of one night, and I'll remember how they all like connected and pieced together in like these whole different experiences. And like a lot of them involve these wildly elaborate like physical environments too. I'm just trying to think of a few recent ones I've had, like um I a bunch are popping into my head. So like there was one where I was like undercover in the Chinese like army, and I was like and I don't remember like what the mission was, but it was like I was just supposed to stay hidden, and they were onto me, like they were figuring it out, and meanwhile I'm just trying to like I can remember like being in the different like bases and on these like big like a boat kind of carrier, or maybe it was like up in the sky at one part, almost like some of the scenes felt like I was in like a submarine. And I remember just like falling in line with like all the armies, like people lined up, and like me trying to duck out and like go like make secret phone calls and things.
It definitely sounds like some type of like action movie. If you're not Jason Bourne in your sleep.
It felt like that, yeah. It was really interesting, but it was a common theme. One of the feelings I had in the stream, I always bring it back to like whatever crazy things happen, I always think about how I feel. And for me, there was this feeling of like I'm gonna get caught, or like I'm not supposed to be here, right? Which can mean all sorts of things. And this feeling about being like some sort of imposter, like imposter syndrome, like I don't belong. And also this feeling of like having all this weight on my shoulders, like and the pressure I put on myself to like if I don't succeed at whatever blank is going on, blank event in my life, then I'm gonna be, it's like death, or I'll be executed, right? Because failure is not an option, because I have to succeed. And that feeling of like immense pressure, it's life or death. Instead of many opportunities, I could choose to like take more lighthearted and just have fun and experience joy in life. And sometimes I take myself too seriously, or take life events too seriously. And I think
we talked about that, because I know that's like a common theme for yours, like in your dreams, like that feeling, that emotion. And I remember us going in depth about that. And yeah, like like that's a good point to to start like realize like, hey, this is how I feel a lot of time in a lot of my dreams, like, and seeing like what is that about, because usually that alone is like a really big message, and an awareness like as to how our mood and like our emotions are like running throughout the day, and we don't even notice it, because we're we're operating over so many things, because we have so many things in life that take our attention away, and we don't really process how we really feel. And then like we lay down, we have these dreams like, well, that was a sad dream. Well, yeah, you're sad on the inside. So it's cool to even like start to like really create those awarenesses. Kelvin says he had 2 comments. He says, does the book say anything about when you dream and wake up, and when you go back to sleep, your dream picks back up where you left off? I haven't come across anything in the book about that specifically. I have had that happen on numerous occasions, or just going to sleep and everything as if before I went to sleep is just continuing, like life just continued just to play out. And I'm awake and doing normal like activities in my day.
Hmm.
So I've had that happen. He also says, Corey, screenwrite your dreams. I heard that's what happened with the lady who made Twilight.
Hmm.
She dreamt it and woke up, wrote it down, and then
It's like dollar sign money
monies.
face. Yeah.
we'll just say money's happened. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that, Kelvin. Maybe one of these days I will do that. It's been on my mind a lot more lately.
We're gonna get a Corey film.
I was actually thinking about turning some of them into a video game. I actually a few nights ago, I think this was 2 nights ago, I had a bunch of dreams, and kind of a common thread. It was like I was like part video game, part zombie horde, and part like reality game.
I have zombie dreams all the time. I should probably look at what they mean.
I've had a bunch of zombie dreams too, actually. Now that I think about that, starting from the time I was a kid, like monster, alien, zombies,
Yes.
type stuff.
I love it.
But a few nights ago, I had this dream that if you've ever played, there's a game called Rabbids. I've only played it once or twice, but for some reason, and this is like over a year ago, I think, when I even did, or maybe even a few now, it's the closest thing I can think of to what was the enemies in the dream. And as essentially Rabbids is similar to, if you've seen the Minions movies, think like personality of Minions, but they look like crazy rabbits. Okay.
Minion rabbits.
Yeah, like little minion rabbits. And like really funny, cartoon looking rabbit creatures. Okay. That's kind of, and they're all very like, in my dream anyways, it was kind of like there was an army of them, and they were like, it was a horde of them coming towards us. And the group that I was in, it was our job was to like escape. But in the dream, it felt more like Running of the Bulls, if you're familiar like that. Like there was different parts in the dream where there were these like barricades set up with people like onlookers and audience that were watching, like seeing like what's gonna happen. And but then there were parts where we're like inside buildings and we had to like hide in. I remember I was hiding in a closet at one point while watching them like walk by, but they were walking in like a little army, like single file line, like very like militant, but almost like they were in some sort of trance, and that if they were to hear any noise or find out that you're there, that they all kind of go crazy and chase you down. And it was weird because it had aspects that was kind of like a video game, but also I was in it, I was experiencing it. And what was really weird is one of the parts where it was like we were on this big open field, and it felt like we were in the African savannah, and we're running around and we're foraging for different supplies, like different plants and mushrooms that we can use as items later, either for ourselves or for like weapons or types of having effect on these things chasing us.
I pulled up mushroom also.
Oh,
so
yeah?
You can, so when we're gonna finish, this, but
Okay.
I want you to know
Well,
like what mushrooms can symbolize in dreams.
So long story short, we collected a bunch of. This person was with me, helping me. Like they were like, "All right, you need to go get all of those and all those." They were like an expert at this. Like it was like this person had like won the Hunger Games like 10 times. It was like that's how they felt. Like they knew what they were doing. They're like, "Collect me these mushrooms." I was like, "Okay," like, and I'm running around grabbing all these things, and then they're like, and we're gonna feed it to them later, and it's gonna cause them to transform into like they're gonna get distracted and crazy and I guess basically have like crazy mushroom trips apparently.
Rabbit mushroom trips. There we
So
go.
and I remember like this happening at one point, and they like almost like transform and turned all like colorful, like
Yeah.
like there was like colorful smoke and lights coming out of the actual creature that was chasing us.
Oh wow, that sounds very cool.
Almost like they were like a little disco ball, like kind of thing. And it was weird because most of the time when I have dreams like this, I'm like really afraid. Like it's like a nightmare kind of. But this one wasn't like that. It felt more like there was moments where I was afraid, where I was like hiding. But
overall, was it like
overall it didn't feel like a nightmare. Like I didn't wake up like stressed. It was more like that's just weird. Like
Huh. Did you feel like in the dream, like were you enjoying what it was? Because I can go to like a zombie horror dream and like completely enjoy what I'm doing. Like, yeah, it's like crazy like tension in like certain spots, but like and overall, like in the dream, like this is cool, this is fun.
Um, I so in this one, I was mostly just stressed about the looming deadline of all these things marching towards us, and it was like I just need to do what I'm told and like don't mess it up. So it goes back to that pressure on my shoulders
Yeah.
feeling. Like it wasn't like a really scary or really awful or like the most stressful dream I've had, but certainly it was still in the domain of like this stresses me out.
So
And
it sounds like you had like a task, like it felt like there was a task that was given to you and there was an obligation to like I had to fix or do something in this to make this like right or to save or like there was something that like you like there was a like a something that you had to do like with this dream like it was like like that type of like I was like I gotta do something like I gotta figure this
kind
out.
of, I mean, there were parts of it where it was like it's up to me to go collect these supplies,
Yeah.
right? And then there was um the other thing that was really throwing me off though is the group that I was in, the group leader, she um she told us all to like lay down and just go to sleep or like pretend we're sleeping. And I was like, but they're gonna, and we could see the little guys marching ahead and like their shadows were like on the wall, like really big. And we're like, they're coming, like they're gonna see us. And I was like, I don't
There's
want to
some funny
just
comments
lay
against
here.
that.
I just like got up and like ran ahead. And but meanwhile, I could hear her start playing music to all of them. And I guess she like kind of hypnotized them all, and she became like the Pied Piper, and they were following her. And but then because I ran ahead, I guess I had accidentally like in my rush to get out of there, like dropped one of these like magic mushrooms that I was told to collect to like use as an item. And then one of them that was in the trance like saw it and like ate it, and then like it was like because of me I ruined the whole thing. Like it was like the strategy was we're gonna get them all in a trance. That's how we're gonna win this thing.
Oh man, what I'm gonna read you
Okay.
what it says about mushroom because
Let's hear
I
that.
think this will actually tie into what we were just talking about. And I got some comments on this side as well. So hold on, I'm gonna before I read mushrooms. Mark says chicken mushrooms are awesome. Carolina says hi guys.
Hi, Carolina.
I'm gonna get to your dream in a second, Carolina, as well because I want to jump back to Mark with whistling. So I did pull that up as well. But to Kelvin's point, Kelvin said that's exactly how I feel when he was explaining it to Lavander, and Corey was the plot. Corey was the plot twist.
He also said I had I had an NPC guide. Yeah, sounds majestic. And he said,
awesome.
I've had scary dreams that I stayed in because I felt the need to complete my goal. I can definitely relate to that.
Wow. So, mushroom, this is again. So, for those who are just joining us, I was sharing that I have this awesome dream dictionary. It's absolutely amazing.
Show them how big this thing is.
It's like a really thick book without losing my spot where I was at. It's huge, and the text
is tiny like a dictionary.
Very tiny like a dictionary. There's so many things. Carolina, I'm so glad you're on because you're very intuitive as well, and I always like to hear what your thoughts are. So for mushroom, it says for the next 5 days, you're going to have to push yourself in order to achieve success. You'll be successful only to the degree that you push yourself. So
I do, and it's funny because Miss Manager's away for 5 days, so and I have a lot of things on my list to get done around the house.
Absolutely.
So I definitely got to push myself right now. That is perfect.
Yeah, it's so crazy how like things like talk to us in like our dreams and we don't even realize it. And again, like none of this is 100% fact, but these are common I guess concepts of like what these things symbolize in dreams are that's been passed on through different cultures and things, but a lot of times they line up and if it lands for you, it lands for you. So that's the cool part about it. I want to
Whistling.
hop back to Mark's
Yeah.
whistling really quickly and just uh, generically, this says whistling any form. It says, this is for you, Mark. It says, this dream is a warning that you need to pay attention to a certain situation to ensure it does not spiral downward. Do what you can to head off any potential negative event that will lean in a direction you do not wish to go. Listen to your hunches. Your instincts will alert you to avoid company of certain individuals you do not need to associate with. Other people will attempt to do you harm in a subtle and conniving way at a time you leave yourself unguarded. Protect yourself and everything you find emotionally precious to you. You have prior notice of this and will be able to handle yourself appropriately for the next 3 days. Well, my friend, that is a mouthful. So yeah, I mean, I'm not for sure exactly what all the details of this was, but that's uh, definitely some interesting insight about whistling and just make sure you protect yourself. Be mindful of who you're giving energy to and the people you have around you. And I know you're up to a lot of amazing things, and so it could just be a reminder that, hey, just be careful of those people who intentions may sound good and they may look good on the outside, but trust your gut, trust your intuition, on what you feel. It may not just be in alignment to what you're up to. But thanks for sharing that. Carolina said, "Oh, I had a dream that I was chased by a man with a gun pointing at me but never shot. I didn't die. It woke me up. What does that mean?" She said it was last night too. And she says, please share the name of the book. I will also put the name of the book in the comments, but it is the Ultimate Dictionary of Dream Language. Oops. Oh, no, I was done with that page. I'll put it up again for you.
And I know you've had a handful of books like this, right? Similar.
Yeah, I have a few other smaller dream books about how to process and like how to understand what dreams mean and what's like going on with like our body like in dream states and things, that has like dream dictionary and symbolisms and whatnot as well, but
And so,
never anything this in depth. This
Yeah.
is so awesome.
and this one has a different take on a lot of it too, like compared to the others.
I usually always not usually always I usually will like look up, like if it doesn't resonate with me, I'll look up also in other locations, like other books or even online, as to what some like dream meanings may be. Just because it can, like I said, things can have different meanings. It all depends on really what do you feel like intuitively to yourself, as to what's there. So but these are just symbolic and guides
Mm-hmm.
to help us understand. So Carolina said she had a man chasing her with a gun.
We talked about chasing
We
earlier. I don't know if she
did.
was here yet.
But let's see if we can. I'm curious to see if
Gun.
let's just go straight to gun,
I've had a few of those myself, Carolina.
because sometimes the gun, like
The gun itself.
the
could
gun
be
itself
meaningful.
is more, m- may have stood out more and been more profound in the dream than the actual chasing itself. So I'm curious what's under here. Let's see. So you have gun, gunboat, gunfight, gunfire, gung ho. All right. Gun. Keep up with your work schedule and go all out for entertainment and enjoyable events. You'll also need to take steps to change that outcome or to prevent within 5 days any negative event in this dream from becoming reality. Warn anyone else involved of this danger. You're definitely headed for a prosperous future. For the next 2 days, you must also do what you can to keep some ill treating someone's precious from illness. Sorry, from illness.
It says keep
No, it does say.
keep from ill treating someone.
Yeah. This is why I need glasses now. I can't read. Okay, keep someone from ill treating someone precious whom you hold close to you. This will be done subtly and painfully by someone you least expect, and and will lead to the development of deeply painful feelings or resentment towards this individual. Do everything you can to avoid this scene or to prepare yourself appropriately. You will also enjoy a tremendous victory that is not connected to this scene but will occur within the same time frame. She said yes, the gun stood out. Something told me to go check the gun.
This is interesting too. Gun runner as a word.
Gun
it's like
runner.
a singular word, gun runner. So I don't know if that necessarily. I don't know what a gun runner is. Is that just anyone who runs with a gun?
I don't know. Maybe I guess if somebody's running with a gun runner. That though. Well, so hopefully that landed for you about gun, Carolina. And I know, especially talking about that balance of like enjoyment versus work as well. You know, you get to have more fun in your life, that's for sure, girlfriend.
And the gun runner says basically don't take an action against another person or remove yourself from an action against another person.
So interesting. I like that one. She says interesting. Yay. Thicker is better. That's right. These books. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I would love to go in more detail with you about that, Carolina. And if there's any other details about it that you have that I can look into, we can talk about that as well. I mean, there's so many more questions I have about it, but I kind of feel like you know what this is. Yes, I work a lot and I don't go out. I feel like you know what this is, and hopefully that was insightful enough for you. And if there's more, let me know, and we can talk about that too.
Kelvin also asks, I assume this is something that you experience, Kelvin, in your dreams, is that you, when you punch someone in the dream, you lose all your power?
Huh.
I would love to hear more about that. If you can elaborate on what you mean by that. Like, you feel like powerful in the dream, and then when you like, are you fighting back against someone, or, and then when you say you lose all your power, what does that mean? Like, are you?
And who's the someone? Because it could be, who are you giving your power up to? That would be my thought.
I will say, while you're responding to that too, for some people, like, I don't know if that's a one-time thing for you, Kelvin, or if this is like a recurring thing. The way you asked it kind of makes me think this is something that happens multiple times for you, or ongoing. Oh, interesting. He said, right before it connects, it lands very softly.
Is this a reoccurring dream, or is it something that happened once?
One particular.
Okay.
But a few times before too.
It's like a punching. I'm curious.
The first thing that pops into my mind for something like that is the feeling of like not, and again, this, I don't know if there's an area in your life where this is actually similar to what we talked about earlier, right? With the running and feeling like there's something that you could be afraid of from the past, or not being willing to face this new opportunity head on. When I hear the like a punch, like in my mind, if I'm in a dream or in reality, right, anywhere, if I'm in a fight or I'm wanting to punch someone or something, that's like a confrontation that I'm facing. And I know, like myself, I am very like I tend to be non-violent, and would always do anything to avoid a kind of conflict. So if I'm in a situation where I'm going to fight, I'm thinking about like, do I really want to throw this punch? Like, and not committing fully to it. Although there's another aspect to this of like from an empowering place, if I'm like defending myself or facing something, that am I it's like am I afraid of fully facing this thing or fully like stepping into my power to confront whatever this thing is?
Hmm.
And like am I giving what am I like it's like giving like you said Lavander, like giving power away to this thing or person that it's like but making it more real than it is. Like feeling like, oh, I'm powerless against it. Even all my strength, it's not landing. It's ineffective.
Yeah. Um,
Those are the things like
there's so many
that
things. Yeah,
right.
I have so many questions, and
I
I'm
know.
like, we would have to definitely sit and definitely dive in deeper about it. But I would, like I said, I would ask, like, who is the other person, or what was the scenario? Like Corey was asking, like, was it, you know, is it a fight, as in like you're trying to uh maybe stop someone from like attacking you? Are you being attacked? Are you attacking someone else? What is the context of this punch and how it's happening? um and also what were you feeling um in that time? Carolina chimed in and said, first of all, she said, yes, I do find these books so much better than Google. Yeah, I love the books way much more than Google. But I do also cross reference with articles and like websites on Google. But she said, maybe you need to throw this punch, but are too consider with others instead of doing what is best for you. Hmm. Thank you, Carolina. That's very insightful. So yeah, you know, um, it could be, an action that gets to connect and just haven't really connected in a way that's uh effective or powerful for you, or that maybe you're kind of hesitant on and you're stopping. Um
I love your comment, Kelvin. I'm noticing a pattern, Dr. Corey.
That's so funny. I looked up punch. I don't know if this is necessarily anything.
Hmm.
It,
But it's hard to know if that means a physical punch
right.
or maybe look up like hit.
I was gonna put up like fight or something like that.
I think this is referring to like
The
punch
next
that
one was
you
like
drink.
punch bowls right after that.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, that doesn't quite make
maybe
sense.
hit.
Okay, so let's try. So I'll do. Let's see. Let's do hit, because it doesn't sound quite like a fight, but let's try hit. Let's try hit. And like, if
It
there's
could
other
also
like
maybe be weak
any like significant
or
like
weakness.
things about around it. Um, so sometimes these things aren't just cut and dry. Like, oh yeah, this is what what it is. It's really some conversation and looking into ourselves to really figure out what's going on.
To hit someone.
Okay. To hit someone. Here, you want to read this one?
But it doesn't say like yeah. There's just hit.
Carolina said maybe look up attack. I thought about attack as well, Carolina. Um, I don't know if it was more of an assaulting situation or what. Um, but we'll see.
So hit just says within 5 days you will find the solution to a very difficult problem you are now involved with. To hit someone. All out of town business transactions will be tremendously successful. Victory is yours. Also, the person you desire in your life will become more involved emotionally in each level of your life. Good luck is with you. All negative events in the stream must be avoided at all costs, and all positive events need to be promoted. Interesting that it says that good luck is with you, because you also had the jungle dream, which was another sign of good fortune ahead.
Well, definitely sounds like you have luck on your side, so you're doing something right in your life. But what you just shared about the dream, actually, go back to punch. So Quavlin said I was stopping someone who had a child and a mom at gunpoint. I kind of just reacted by instinct and tackled the guy. Then, when I went to hit him, I just couldn't neutralize him. He was laughing at me, but I did get the mom and child out of danger. But when he aimed his gun at me, I ended up getting scared and woke up.
That's really interesting.
So, if you go back to Punch, that
Okay. We're like, oh, I don't think this is the thing that's.
yeah. So Punch literally says, "Make children your priority and make life comfortable for them." I had no idea children was in your dream at all. But now knowing that aspect, I was like, okay,
Mm,
now Punch makes a little more sense in this context.
it's really
Um,
interesting. And maybe that's a sign. I don't know what you do for a living or maybe want to do, but maybe being an advocate for youth could be a potential. Like if you're like in the dream, you're defending children
yeah.
or a child, right? Maybe it's not about your own children, like I would
Or
have guessed from reading this originally. Or
yeah,
maybe it is
I was like,
your own
or
kids
if you
too.
want kids, like if that's been a wavering thought on your mind. I don't know necessarily if you have kids or not, but I know for some people, yeah, that could be something. He said, I've always had these crazy lucid dreams my whole life, and I always wanted to know what it means before I don't dream anymore. The dreams won't stop. As long as you keep making awareness and recognizing them, I believe they'll continue and you'll remember them.
Hmm.
I've A lot of people actually don't remember dreams. There's a very small percentage of people who actually remember their dreams. Um, I don't remember what that percentage is, but there's been so many studies on that. And when I looked at that, I was like, I remember like all my dreams. Like,
Hmm.
well, not all of them, but I remember a lot of my dreams. And I mean, Corey will tell you, have some crazy, crazy dreams. And for me, uh, it's been messages that of how connected we all are energetically. There's been so many times where now, I have dreams of like people and certain things, and I reach out to them, and they're like, yeah, this and that's been going on. It's crazy that you had a dream about that because I was feeling this, or like specifically, like very specific things like, hey, I had a dream about you and this person. Like, what's going on here? And they're like, yeah, this is what's going on. So we're very connected also in our dream state in that as well. And it's for me, it's keeping the awareness to the dream that, hey, I'm having dreams, even if it sounds crazy. The whole thing can be something completely just complete craziness, and it could be one thing in that dream that really stands out that's actually really, really meaningful. And it's that one thing, like, don't overlook, because that may be the message. And I'm a believer that there's a million and one other messages. Remember so much when we're awake.
I feel like I should share that crazy dream story I had from when we were in the jungle. Saying looks like it's saying we're still live, but it looks like the one on maybe Lavander's personal page cut out for some reason. Nope.
Oh,
And we're back. Cool. Real quick before I change the subject, though, one other thing, I looked up attack, Kelvin, and it does say stand up for yourself when necessary. So that that kind of fits where we originally started the conversation on that. So
That's awesome.
You were talking about all these just now, Lavander, different like symbolism in our dreams and all the different meanings and what is revealed to us, and that you got me thinking about the and this is how I've had a handful of crazy aside from just crazy dreams in general and or weird dreams or long dreams or lucid dreams. I also have had a handful of dreams that corresponded to something in real life, not unlike what you mentioned, Kelvin, with your arm being asleep or like getting cut off in the dream and being asleep in real life. But sometimes having dreams that corresponded to either like what time it was or to something that was about to happen in real life or to another person in real life. that really showed me how connected we all are. Um, and how uh, in tune our bodies are with time, for example.
Yeah.
That a lot of wild dreams as it relates to time or waking up at a specific time, sometimes recurring, or um, when we were in Peru last month, I guess it's 2 months ago now. My gosh, almost when this happened. I was our last night in Peru, and we were supposed to wake up. Well, we had to go like to catch a boat at like 3 o'clock to in the morning to leave the jungle, and or we were gonna all meet and walk to take a hike to the boat. And so the person in we lived in little like huts in the woods, and I didn't have an alarm. And normally it was not a big deal to not have an alarm in the jungle because you just wake up whenever when the sun comes up. But this
Right.
day I needed to wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. So I asked the person in the hut next to me. It's called a tombo. These little huts we were in, and I asked her to come and wake me up at 2:30, and she was like, "No problem. You know, I have an alarm. I'll come wake you up at 2:30." Meanwhile, I'm having a dream, and it's this really weird dream. I'll leave out all the details of that. It wasn't super important. It was long. All sorts of things happen, but at the end of the dream,
Kind of crazy.
yeah,
Corey's crazy Jason Bourne
uh,
action he
this
dreams.
this one was weird. It was like a celebrity fundraiser, and there was yeah, there's a restaurant involved, there's a event involved, there was donations, all sorts of things, interactions with a lot of different people. But I get to the end, I'm like hosting this like celebrity. I'm talking to her, and uh, she starts telling me like, oh, my favorite number is 248, and it's like this amazing number. You know, and she's going on and on. I was like, cool. Like we have a whole conversation in the dream about 248, and she's she tells me, she's like, oh yeah, like the Egyptians used the number 248, and the Phoenicians and their like, you know, architecture and all this stuff. And I was like, cool, like great. Like in the dream I was like this like, you know, crazy celebrity person and all their weird fads, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, and I'm like, it's like nighttime, and like the person who's supposed to wake me up isn't there, and I'm just like, why am I awake right now? Like, what did I oversleep? Like, what's going on? I like look at my watch, and of course, it was 2:48, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, I just had this whole conversation in a dream about 2:48. I look at my watch, it says 2:48. So I'm like, this is
That's
like,
so wild.
yeah, it was like just really a moment of like, and then I had a moment of like I thought I was going crazy. I was like, am I still dreaming? Like, what's going on here? And bless you.
Excuse me.
And the other crazy thing is like I don't normally wake up on my own, and I happened to just wake up, and it was like I'm awake all of a sudden. It was like 2:48, right? It wasn't like something jarring happened in the dream that made me wake up. Like it wasn't like, you know, I've had a lot of dreams where I get like killed or something scary happens, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm awake now. So that didn't happen. It was just like I woke up and it was 2:48, and I'm like, wait, is it the wrong day? Like I'm like, I was supposed to get woken up at 2:30, and I'm like, well, this is the time. I guess I need to go. Like so then I went and woke her up because I guess her alarm didn't go off, and I'm just like we're like kind of running late, but it's like a miracle that I woke up and that we're awake and we're gonna make it on time and catch this boat when we would have been made everyone really late or like missed a flight later that day. And so thankfully that happened, that we wouldn't be late, number one. And number two, I start telling her about the dream I just had and how weird it was. And then I'm like, yeah. And then the celebrity's like, oh, that's what the Egyptians and the Phoenicians used. And she's like, oh, she's like, I've been reading a book all week about the Egyptians and the Phoenicians. And I was like, what?
Like you were connected to her experience of like even like reading like about the Egyptians, the Phoenicians, the
Yeah.
time itself of like 2:48. It's so like I find what's interesting about dreams is like time operates differently when we're asleep. Like you don't know if you're asleep for like a dream can last like 5 minutes in memory, you know, of what we remember of it. and like that's a full night's rest, or it can be like a really long dream, and who knows how long you were sitting at 2:48,
Oh,
like in that time frame, and
mm,
like your conscious subconscious is like it's 2:48. This is the time you need to wake up.
so interesting. Yeah. So, and it was wild. It was like every little part of this. The fact that I woke up in the range of time I was supposed to at all, I would have been amazed by, like the fact that I didn't oversleep, and the fact that it was at the specific time from the dream just made it that much more amazing. And then the fact that I dreamt also details about what was going on for the person that was supposed to wake me up. It was like
Yeah.
all these layers of like magic.
Oh my
Really
gosh.
cool.
Yeah, it gets dreams gets really crazy. Carolina says goodbye, guy, or good night, guys.
Good
Good
night,
night, Carolina.
Carolina.
And we have
Thanks for being
hi
here.
brothers from Taz Nova, aka Boss Nova.
Bossa Nova.
Hi Taz. We love you.
Love you.
Uh, and we were just about to wrap up the show.
Yes.
We've just talked about some crazy things with dreams, some great things. We had people share their dreams, and we got to do some interpretations. Again, the ultimate dictionary. Is that what it is?
The Ultimate Dictionary of Dream Language.
The ultimate dictionary of dream language.
Really interesting.
Such an amazing, amazing guide. I recommend getting it. It's only like 20, maybe $6 on Amazon.
Probably find a used one really inexpensive too on Amazon.
Yeah, you can find a used one inexpensive on Amazon too. That means $26 used is great for a book that size. So I just actually bought it for a friend, and I can't wait to see what they think when they see this book. And I mean, dreams, yeah. So many crazy things. I mean,
Yeah.
just like yours, like I've had so many wild dreams where I'm in different dimensions, different planes, dreams inside of dreams. I've had dreams inside of dreams, inside of dreams, inside of dreams, literally 4 layers of dreaming that happen inside of a dream.
Mm.
That was wild. But I would love to hear more about people's dreams, and for people to share. And you can continue to share in the comments. Um, this is something that I've been doing with people interpreting dreams, mostly friends. And if you're interested, just know that if you need someone to hear your dreams and you need clarity, you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that as well.
I want to give a big shout out to our everyone in the comments: Carolina, Mark, Kelvin. Really appreciate all of you. Sherry, Tasnova,
Who else do we have? Oh, we have one more person.
Cassandra,
Millie.
Millie. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you. And also, since we're talking about dreams, I did want to share. Miss Manager has a thing in her dreams. Some people have like superpowers in their dreams, or like some consistent thing that's different in dream world compared to the real world. I don't have anything like this, so I think this is so cool. But in all of her dreams, she can fly. Like every single one of them. It could be a dream about anything random. She can fly in all of her dreams.
That's awesome.
So I thought that was. I always think that's fascinating, and she, yeah. So that's our amazing manager, and
I'm about to look up that meaning for her. She probably already knows
that you
'cause
all
she's
know
awesome.
quite well, probably if you've been following us. She's more than that, of course.
Yeah, she's amazing.
But that's our yeah.
Yeah, I've had dreams where I'm like, when I'm actually like I have superpowers and stuff, and like I've actually had dreams where like I've been the X-Men, like the actual characters themselves, not like me having the abilities of them. Like I am those people. Oh, Cheryl sends a bunch of moons, look like moon cycles. I like it.
Oh yay! Thanks, Cheryl.
Yay! Hi,
We're all about the
Cheryl.
moons and the cycles.
She says I fly too. Yes. That is
Kelvin.
awesome.
Oh really? That's so cool, Cheryl. I haven't met someone else. I've had people who have flown, but I think it's cool to have that power in your dreams. So.
Yeah. And I know is it butterflies or dragonflies that's really significant to you? I don't know if you get those in dreams, but I know that's something that's significant in your life, I think. So.
And Kelvin earlier when I was talking about my dream said sounds like Inception, which that's especially some of the dreams we've had of multiple layers, definitely. And it's no coincidence that's one of my favorite movies.
That's
So
cool.
And he said shout outs feel good. So happy to hear that. And he said this was a badass segment, guys.
Thank you, Kelvin.
Appreciate it.
It's always good to have you on with us. I'm so glad you made it back onto Corvander's Girl with us. Office hours. Woo. Shoal says, push off the ground, arms out like Superman. Yeah. Fearless.
I love that.
Jump. I will man. All right. We were gonna wrap up the show, but I want to look up really quickly what flying is for you, Cheryl.
I think about when Miss Manager tells me about it, I always think like there's something about her that's very like empowered and feeling in control of her life and confident in her ability to tackle any situation.
It's a leap of faith, like when you think about it. Like, if I jump off a cliff, if I even get to a cliff and think about jumping, like what's stopping me? Fear, so it's really to me like it's a big leap of like faith. She says butterflies. I knew butterflies. I thought that's what it was.
I hadn't even thought about like the faith part of like jumping off a cliff, because I'm thinking about in her dreams like just being anywhere. Me like I'm in control of my life. I can create anything. I can do anything I put my mind to. Like, all right, I'm gonna fly, or this like sense of confidence in her ability to do whatever. It definitely comes into the real world too, and I see her confident in like we're gonna even the biggest obstacle. It's like I can make that happen. I can have anything I want to. I really love that about her, and it's not surprising to me that she can fly in all her dreams.
So
to see yourself fly?
Let's see. To see yourself fly, it says your financial status will improve dramatically within 3 days. A friend will receive a windfall, and this wealth will trickle down to you. Well, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. And then this is to take off.
Yeah, to take off says do not push yourself on someone who is totally disinterested in you. This person is not interested in developing a relationship. Get busy with something else and move on with your life. So in whichever one of those, lands for you, however you feel. I mean, what's going on in your life, and again, different dreams, and can have different meanings based on the situations around it. Cheryl says, my email address has always been free to fly.
Love that.
But in real life, I'm the most insecure, fearful person, and also a risk taker and strong, but that's the Gemini in me. You are a risk taker, and even in fear, like knowing you personally, you've always like overcame fear. I think the fear is like something we all have, like to actually do something, but you've always overridden it. Nope, not allowing this to keep you down. And you're amazing, powerful, strong woman, and I love you. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you everyone for being on the show today and enjoying this segment with us. And remember to actually tomorrow we have Corey's live stream.
Yes, I go live every Tuesday over at my channel. And of course, we will be back on Friday for game night.
Game night!
Friday, same channel, same place. If you're tuning in from Lavander's personal page or anywhere else, remember we also have our Corvander's Grill pages. So make sure you follow us over there if you don't want to miss any of our segments.
Yes.
And it really supports us, and we appreciate all of you who have been supporting us. So please take a moment, like our Facebook page, and follow us. We also have a YouTube and a Twitch. So if you're on either of those places, please subscribe as well. And if you want an easy place to find all our stuff, you can go over to corvandersgrill.com, and the link is in the description. And that will have a link to all of our different social sites. So you can just click really easily and follow us in all those places.
Yes. So, and you can also support our Patreon. Did you say support the Patreon?
I didn't.
Support the Patreon, please.
That was next. Yes, our Patreon is for people who want to make a contribution to support us in some of our goals, like getting new equipment, for example, that will let us go live on time
Oh,
would be so
man,
great.
That would
And
be beautiful.
we'd love to have an editor because we have some really awesome, ambitious, and awesome projects that we would love to get out to you.
Yes,
But it
absolutely.
definitely requires some funds that we would love to invest into the channel. So if you want to make any kind of contribution, $1, $5, anything at all, definitely supports and lets us know that you like what we're up to.
Yes, CorvandersGrill.com, support the Patreon. We really, really, really could use the support there. Because we really want to continue to, give this, these messages, these videos, this content to people.
Conversations to feed your soul.
Yes. So let's inspire and let's have fun.
Yes.
Lisa Freeman. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa.
She says, hi. What's a Twitch? It's kind of something that happens. It's almost like a tick when I
Twitch is basically like YouTube, except it's primarily for streaming live, and also happens to be primarily video game focused. Though nowadays not so much as, I mean, it's still the primary audience is people streaming video games. But there's a lot of news shows, podcasts, talk shows, but it's a platform with an emphasis on live video.
Yes.
So we stream to Twitch, we stream to YouTube, and Facebook currently.
So, and don't forget to like, and if you want to see your name come across this banner here.
Thank you to Josh.
And we'll also, let's do the at the end of all our new followers.
Yeah,
We haven't
let's see if we can get that working here. But in any case, I think that's probably everything.
Yeah.
We've got for you. So I hope you enjoyed our talk about dreams and all their crazy meanings.
Yes.
We really appreciate all of you and all of your support. Again, my name is Corey.
And I'm Lavander.
And we are Corvander's Grill. Have an amazing night, everyone. Amazing week. And we'll see you for game night.
Oh, wait, really quick, one more hi. Josie Malave just said
Josie.
Hi, Josie. Hi, Josie. Love you.
Love you. And to Lisa as well. Love and miss both of you. Yes. And you're here just in time for us to say goodbye. So
have a good night,
Have
everyone.
a good night. And we'll see you next week. Bye.